What up, though? It's Nightshade.
Hi, and I'm Lilac. Ding. What's up, guys? As always, terrorizing each other.
This is Rap City, the basement.
Wow. You're going to disrespect the pad. Got it. All right. Enough with the shenanigans.
All right, this is the Lack and Shade Show. I am Lilac.
I'm Nightshade. What up, though?
All right, you all know what it is. Let's get into the Black Spotlight.
All right, so with the Black Spotlight, this one's a little personal. So I have the honor and the privilege to introduce my lovely sister, Miss Tiffany Gunn. Mrs. Tiffany Gunn. All right, as you can see, I am not wearing my signature black. I am wearing blue today, and that is to pay tribute and for my support of autism awareness. My sister is an autism mommy and has done and continues to do an awesome job with my nephew, Trey. Tiffany is a paraprofessional. She works with disabled children in the Georgia school system. This is my tribute to her and all of the autism mommies out there that are watching. Thank you guys for your hard work, love, and patience. Quick shout out to my brother-in-law, Thomas, being an active and loving father and husband to my sister, and a father to the kids. And also, I want you to check out his YouTube channel. It is called The Traveling Gunn. He's a flight attendant, and he tells you about his daily adventures being a flight attendant. It's pretty interesting, especially with everything going on with the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, on to the next one.
What is happening today? All right, the next person I want to spotlight is a friend of mine, Miss Ada Brown. All right, I've known Ada Brown since our middle school days at Green Acres. Big ups to Green Acres. Years went by that we haven't spoken. That's what a lot of my middle school and high school friends, a lot of them I haven't spoken to in years.
I see all the people I went to high school with all the time.
Yeah, I don't. I
need to move.
It's like a blue moon that I see the folks that I've gone to school with. It's crazy. But yeah, so the power of social media has allowed Ida to reconnect. And come to find out, she's an artist. So she's a local artist here in Birmingham. She's very, very talented work. She's motivated, she's passionate about her work. And she's also honing her skills in marketing and advertising. She also does some motivational concepts and motivational speaking as well. It's my pleasure to really promote and to really boost up our own. So this won't be the last one that someone I'm really close to or know or would not or have known in the past will be mentioned on the Black Spotlight, because we want to push you guys, want to uplift you guys, especially when you're trying to do great things. Mm-hmm. And I really hope this this shout out to my sister and to all the autism mommies is noticed and praised and given homage to, as well as Ida. Give her praise and homage for the work that she's doing out there with motivational speaking and engagements, and also with her artwork. If you want to check out Ida's artwork, you can go on Instagram at Aesthetic Gallery on Instagram, and her marketing advertiser is at Online Beacon. That's also on Instagram. All right.
Black Girl Magic.
So this is an all-woman Black Spotlight. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys' hard work. One love always.
All right. Well, now let's go to what they talking about.
What they talking about. And I'm going to sip my coffee.
Okay, so first up on the docket is Teddy Riley and Babyface.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know y'all all know about this versus thing that's been going on. It started out real chill. I think Neo and Jonta Austin kind of kicked things off, and they went hit for hit, and that was very interesting. And then there was somebody else before this Teddy Riley and Babyface thing I think it was T-Pain and
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was dope. That was really cool.
And then there was one other that I can't remember. I haven't really watched these. I've just seen them and heard about them through social media. But the most interesting one thus far has been Teddy Riley and Babyface.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Teddy.
Oh, Teddy. Again, like, I didn't watch it, but it was so...
I did. I watched the first go round. So the first go round, I watched it, and it's the memes do it no justice of how ridiculous the very first battle was. Hilarious memes, by the way. Teddy decides to bring a whole band, dance crew, whole show. Like, he brings the whole shebang, not practicing social distancing or anything like that. I mean, the social distancing is not even really a factor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it should be, but to me, it's not. It's the fact that he brought a whole dance crew and a band to a...
Didn't he have a DJ, too?
And a DJ to a...
This dude.
A rap battle. Like, I mean, not a rap battle, but a musical battle.
I saw the video. He
right.
kept doing this. And I was like, bruh, things aren't going well. You should probably stop.
It's not just that, but like, why do you bring all that to just a live?
Babyface brought himself
and they cousin in him.
Yeah.
He brought everybody. He brought himself and they cousin in him. That's
Teddy Riley did. Babyface.
Oh, Babyface. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just brought himself.
Right. That's what you're supposed to do.
And his music.
Because you didn't even see half of the people over there. Like,
I don't think there was anybody there with him. I think it was just him in the studio.
With Babyface, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He was saying, he was throwing shade saying, I'm practicing social distancing. Like, he literally...
Well, he's already... had the coronavirus,
right.
recovered from it,
right.
and he's doing better now.
Right, he's not playing games no way. He probably don't want nobody near him anyway.
Right.
So, especially after going through that. But it's crazy.
I understand what Teddy Riley was trying to do.
Right.
I just don't think he thought it all the way through.
No, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. I mean, he didn't know how to operate. He doesn't know how to operate Instagram. He didn't. That's why he did what he did. He didn't understand that you can't have conflicting audios. It's the truth. You can't have conflicting audios. You can't have a whole freaking band on a internet streaming, kind of event.
It's like trying to teach your uncle that don't really use social media how to use social media.
That's pretty much what happened.
That's basically what happened.
And then the second battle, they sat there probably about 20, 30 minutes trying to figure out how to pin a title to the live.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, okay, so you got to go here. He was like, wait a minute. And then you know how the older folk, they get into the camera and they right here and they looking at the camera. His forehead was all in the camera. Like, so we got to do this right here. And then Babyface, he messed up too because he got all in the camera too. He's like, so am I supposed to do it this way? Am I here?
They should have had a conversation about this before they started the live.
They think come on, older folk don't think they know everything.
Well, Tony Braxton and Tamar actually threw a lot of shade at the whole thing.
Yeah.
Tony ran on a little rant, and then she's like, "Child, just let me know when he plays my song, and I'm gonna go to bed or something like that." And Tamar got on her live and wilded out.
Spice Adams has been killing it. He's so funny. And him and Teddy Riley are homeboys. And he told Teddy, he was just killing Teddy, just roasting him.
And Tyrese said throw the towel in. Not towel, towel.
The towel.
T-I-L-E.
The whole flow. The whole flow. Yeah, man. But the second round was awesome, though.
Yeah.
It was really good, the second round. I saw the second round, a little bit of it, because I saw the end portion of it. I didn't really want to. My sister kept bugging. She's like, go watch it. So I finally watched the end portion of it. It was good. It did real good. A lot of hits, a lot of good music, reminiscing on when music was good.
Yeah. And when R&B was actually a thing. Although there's some new artists out there that don't get a whole lot of shine that are actually good. Right. But, at the end of the day, these are two very talented and accomplished men that have made a lot of famous people a lot of excellent songs.
Yep.
So, it was going to be entertaining either way. There was just an extra added comedy underlying comedy that happened along with the battle. So.
Right. A lot of comedy relief in regards to that. But at the end of the day, thank you guys, because that's not only was it memorable in a funny way, but also memorable music. So awesome.
And
awesome
their streams have gone up since they broke the internet, and their streams have gone way up since the battle. So they knew what they were doing.
Right.
Kind of.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be more. I hope so. Right?
Yes, I think so. Now.
Here we go.
Let me get myself together.
I'm having a hard time with this one here because I'm trying to understand. Because these next two people we about to mention, this is a potential one or even a call out by this person. I'm gonna start the title. I'm gonna let you have it. So,
go ahead.
French Montana versus Kendrick Lamar. I don't know what the hell French Montana thinking, what he's smoking, what he's sipping. French Montana's he cool, man, but against Kendrick,
is he cool? No, is he cool? Maybe I'm too old.
I guess.
Is he cool?
I don't know.
Okay, go on.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this.
He has a lot of money.
Does he?
So French Montana has a lot of money. He dated a Kardashian, Trina.
Why does that matter though?
No, hold on.
My bad. Go ahead.
He dated Trina, and then Khloe Kardashian stole him from Trina. And
wait. French dated Trina? Mm-hmm. How you pulled out? Okay, never mind.
And then he dated Sanaa Lathan.
Oh, yeah, I know about that. But see, the Sanaa Lathan and French Montana thing, that's kind of like a 50 and Vivica Fox thing. Because, Sanaa Lathan...
Is it?
Yes. Sanaa Lathan like almost 60 years old. Okay. She's only 50, but still. I'm just saying, it's the older woman versus the younger man thing. It's the, whatever, man.
Moving on.
It's the truth.
So, I digress. So, French Montana said that he wanted to battle Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. Hit for hit,
Let me say that again. Kendrick Lamar hit for hit.
Pulitzer winner now. The only hip-hop artist to ever win a Pulitzer for hip-hop music.
For his entire album.
Titled Damn.
He also produced and did several of the songs for the soundtrack now to Black Panther.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably one of the that's the soundtrack that I still listen to this day. It's just an awesome soundtrack.
What?
And who was that ran the numbers with them and show all of the difference?
Tony Baker.
Right.
Well, Complex did it first.
Complex, right. And then it was a breakdown of their platinum plaques and everything, and it showed only a certain number. And then French Montana chimed in and was like, hey, y'all forgot, y'all need to put on 20 more. But see, here's the thing. So the question, what I'm thinking French Montana has a misunderstanding of, and me and Lilac was talking about this, is that, bro, it's not the stuff you're featured on that is given credit in this conversation that Complex just brought. It's basically your individual work versus his individual work. That's what it should be about. This ain't about what you what's the word I'm looking for, that you was featured on.
Yeah,
this is not a featured battle. He has
more anthems. And I was like, okay, so let's put all of your take all of your anthems, and I could pick maybe one song of Kendrick Lamar's that's better. And that sold better.
But that's the difference between you and Kendrick. Kendrick doesn't make anthems; he makes ballads. Mm-hmm. You make anthems. What, you see the difference there?
Well, I think "Good Kid, Mad City" is an anthem. I think that "Don't Kill My Vibe" was an anthem. I think that "Swimming Pools" was an anthem.
I mean, in regards to,
I think that "We Gonna Be Alright." They use "We Gonna Be Alright" in the Black Lives Matter protests.
Yeah.
Who used your song in a protest?
I mean,
you can't get any more anthem than that song.
But see, that goes back to anthem versus ballads. What I'm saying, you have club music versus masterpieces.
And
you know
the only song, was he on All the Way Up?
Part of the remix, probably.
And see, I don't even remember him on that song.
If he's on
if he's on somebody's song,
he wasn't the original on the original version.
Okay,
no.
So if he's on somebody's song, he is the least memorable person on the song to me, because I do know he had a song with Drake, and I think he's had a song with was it Rick Ross, but I don't remember what his verse is.
This is not a shot at 2 Chainz, because 2 Chainz has his own swag. You know what I mean? Kind of like Snoop has his own swag. But he's like a light-skinned version of 2 Chainz.
No.
I mean, don't. No. I'm not talking. Stop. I'm talking about in regards to how limited his lyrics are. 2 Chainz can only could say 2 Chainz and then mumble something else, and it's just there. French Montana does the same thing. He's just not as good as 2 Chainz, in my opinion. I mean, 2 Chainz don't say nothing that look. This is, like I said, this is not a diss, because I like 2 Chainz, but I'm talking about like lyricism, and I'm talking about, you know, wordplay, and I'm talking about just things that matter in hip hop, as far as what makes you great. You know what I mean? And when I mean, that's a fair comparison, French Montana and 2 Chainz. I think 2 Chainz is better. But in regards to their style,
if he's better, then that's not a fair comparison.
Their styles are similar. 2 Chainz do it better. Their styles are similar. Go listen to a 2 Chainz song, listen to a French Montana song. It's similar, man. It's not about who's better. It's about how similar their styles are.
On the Mercy song, on the Mercy song was Big Sean, Kanye, Pusha T, and 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz, to me, had the most memorable verse. Now, Kanye did hype him up, like, right before we got to the end. But, like, that's the one I remember the most, because I think he killed that verse. And I cannot recall a song where French Montana has ever killed a verse.
True.
Matter of fact, when he first came out with this,
and this is not a downplay on 2 Chainz, like I said.
When he first came out with this whole mess, I had to go Google and see what songs he was on. And I didn't know a French Montana song. Not off the top of my head.
French Montana was hot, in 13, 14 maybe? But it was kind of like he was featured in a lot of stuff too. I remember the kid being mentioned a lot on 106 in Park. So I don't know what that means.
I stopped watching 106 in Park when Free and AJ left, so you lost me there.
Well, I mean, you still don't dismiss the fact that it's there. I mean, they're gonna mention it. If you pass by BET, it's gonna say featuring whoever else is on the show.
I guess.
So I mean, I'm not the biggest 106 in Park fan either, but you know, doing that, I think the last of the Mohicans for that show was 13, 14 or something like that.
I guess, but I mean, Young Thug jumped in and put his 2 cents in, and then they had a little back and forth, and I was like, well, I don't know any Young Thug songs either, so
at the end of the day,
let me step out, because maybe I'm too old for this conversation.
Well, maybe, because I don't even know who Young Thug is, but at the end of the day,
I mean, Tony Baker actually listed out the Billboard hits, and Kendrick Lamar.
Right, that's what the Complex
won. No.
This is another one they had?
No, this is not another one they had. Tony Baker actually pulled the numbers and put them on his page. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't Complex.
That's what I'm saying. It's a different thing.
It was a different thing.
Other than what Complex did.
Yeah, it's a different thing other than what Complex did. Yeah. He listed every single category who had the most hits. Kendrick Lamar won.
Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised at that either, because
even like I said, his features, even the songs he was featured on, like he was on Poetic Justice,
right? He
was on one of Taylor Swift's songs,
right?
Even in the features that Kendrick Lamar did, he still beat out French Montana.
I mean, even still, like he was basically flooding the airways at one point in time. I mean, he's in chill mode right now apparently, but I mean, 15? He dominated 15, dominated 16. I think he dominated 17 too, but he was on the radio constantly, and I don't really remember French being on the radio as much. I mean,
Kendrick Lamar has mixtapes and everything, but as far as full studio albums, he has 3, and those 3 albums on their own will beat anything, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions too, that French Montana has ever put out, and you can go fight your mama on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're together, but apart, and a lot of this we're together in regards. Kendrick is just will murder this guy.
Yeah,
but we're apart
all day,
and some other things. But that's fine. That's just the constant thing between myself and Lala. It's the Great Divide.
Anyway, moving on to the next thing.
Let's be funny. This is hilarious. This is just a what if possibility and something that I saw on a meme and I thought it was interesting to mention.
Okay, so Bow Wow, he's not Little Bow Wow anymore.
No, right.
Bow Wow versus Romeo.
And he's not Lil Romeo no more.
He's just Romeo. Now, if we're looking purely at music, and my sister Chelsea,
here we go.
You can back me up on this because you were a huge fan and you made me go to Bow Wow's concert.
I didn't put her up to this, Chelsea.
Spoiler: that concert was horrible. And I'll tell you why. Now, granted, to their credit, all the acts that came before him, they did their thing. They put on a good show. We were there to see Bow Wow, right? Mm-hmm. Bow Wow gets on the stage. He does a little sea walk or whatever. He does like 3 songs and then he leaves. And then we were all sitting in disbelief like, is this it? Was that the whole concert? Even the girl in front of us, who also had been waiting for Bow Wow all night, loudly said, "That's it?"
I feel for you, Chelsea, because she won't let you let us down. Ever. She won't ever let you let us down. What is this like?
Never, ever,
like 20 years ago?
Ever will I let you let that down. Anyway, crazy. But all that aside,
that's hit for hit, Romeo and Bow Wow. There is no comparison.
Yeah,
you know Bow Wow has more hits than Romeo.
He was Mr. 106 in Park, so
it was a joke on Instagram about this, saying that when Bow Wow went 3 songs in, he said Romeo have to go to his IDCD whatever college commercial to pull that rap out and to compete with this. So
now, as far as life choices, as far as life choices between the two of these,
Romeo,
I would say Romeo is doing a little bit better in life.
Very successful.
Not financially, but because there's more to life than just your financials. Mm. But like as a person, because I actually follow him on Instagram. He posts a lot of motivational things. He's very into entrepreneurship. He's following in the footsteps of his father and trying to, continue the legacy.
Right.
Bow Wow. Last year.
Leave that man alone.
Y'all already know what's going on with him.
Leave that man alone.
He is a good dad, though. I will give him that. But yeah, Bow Wow versus Romeo, because he did have a lot of hit songs.
Bow Wow.
Yeah, he had Solange in one of his videos. So I mean,
he was when he was on. When he was on. He didn't age well, but as far as his career and music wise, 106 I think was his last pop. 106 in Park was his last pop. I think he did very well with that show. So.
I think. He started hosting it. I think maybe being Mr. 106 in Park hurt him.
How is that?
Street credit wise, probably.
He never had street cred. He was a kid. He's a kid.
I mean, he kind of did. If you have Snoop and Jermaine Dupri backing you, that's kind of street cred.
Nah, he was the little baby. He was he was Snoop's little nephew. I ain't street cred. That Snoop is the gatekeeper. You basically mess with him, then you got problems.
I guess
protection per se. You know what I mean? But nah, that dude ain't no. I mean, look, he's known. He's loved by I don't know, is or was or whatever by the ladies. It was
not
me.
I never. Although he was young, we were either the same age or he's younger. Yeah, we're the same age, I think.
Right. So.
But I was never interested. If you're short and I am also short, then I cannot, because if I can look you in your eyes,
that means that you can be passionate all the time. Look at each other in the eyes. I'm both short. We're done with this segment. The next movement on. I can't believe you just said that. Moving on. Battles we would like to see. This was mine. I said Mariah Carey versus Toni Braxton. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would probably put Mariah up against Whitney.
Yeah.
But if we're going with people that are still with us, yeah, probably Mariah Carey and Toni Braxton.
Why would you do that? Yes, this is for, we got the second one's for the dead folk, but this one is for the live folk.
if you wanted
vocal for vocal, I could see Whitney and Mariah
vocal for vocal,
yeah,
hit for hit. Well, Mariah Carey has the most number ones.
Okay,
of any pop star,
for sure.
But Toni, female pop star,
but Toni up there too. Toni can
she
can
does,
hold on.
but like Mariah Carey has more hits.
That's not a question.
And then like she's like the Queen of Christmas. Like
yeah. She has one of the
All I Want for Christmas with You is like the Christmas song now. It's like
I don't know.
The song you hear, like when you hear that song, you know it's Christmas time.
True.
So,
that and Nat King Cole.
I love Toni. Now, I've been a Toni Braxton fan for years.
Right.
Years and years and years. In fact, when I was trying to sing little, I would like try to make myself sound like Toni because I'm more of a alto. I learned Unbreak My Heart in English and Spanish. I'm a huge Toni fan. I'm also a huge Mariah fan.
Yeah, I like young Mariah. I didn't really care for.
Oh, I love Emancipation of Mimi.
Like I said, I wasn't there. I fell off. Excuse me. Emancipation of Mimi.
I mean,
Mrs.
like
Mimi.
there was a period where Mariah and like Toni had a struggle period too.
Yeah.
There was a period where Mariah had a struggle,
right.
And then Emancipation of Mimi was like her comeback.
Right. I remember that.
There was a period where Toni also had a little struggle, and that was mostly due to her health issues. And for Mariah too,
lupus,
had some health issues also.
Mariah did.
More like mental health issues.
Oh, got you. Okay. Well, those are issues. We can't downplay that. Those are issues. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, the both of these ladies have done tremendous work. They have beautiful voices.
Yeah.
But I would think Mariah would take this one.
I like Mariah, and you're probably right. But I like Toni. But and what really attracts me about this is not necessarily the hits. Hands down, Mariah would win as far as hits, but as far as having more hits. But as regard, I just like the diversity in their vocals. You have one that can hit a freaking F, one of the hardest notes to hit in singing, and you have somebody that can get as low as
probably the best alto in the game, right after Anita
Baker. Right.
Yeah.
I love some Anita. Lord Jesus, Toni. Toni, me and you are on one accord when it comes to some Anita. Yes, I should have put her on here. All right, anyway, next person. These two gentlemen have passed and they're on in glory. And but one, I love them both. I would have. There has been a feud. Apparently, I did research on this. Yeah. Apparently, there has been a feud, and there has been a fight. But I think Mike. It's Prince versus Michael Jackson. Yeah. So we know people probably looking at the screen like, oh, you got the Purple Army on one end, and we got Michael Jackson's. What is Michael Jackson fan called?
Just Michael Jackson fans.
Michael Jackson fans.
Yeah. I think you don't really have to do a nickname for that.
For that. I have been torn for years about this, and my separation between the two is performer versus musician. Prince by far is probably one of the greatest musicians to ever live. Michael Jackson by far is probably the best performer to ever live.
Now, I would say both of them have dabbled in crossing.
Of course. What you mean by crossing?
Like Prince as a performer.
Oh, of course. Okay,
he dances too, and he's good at dancing. And then Michael, with his musicality, he has had a heavy hand.
Right, structuring his music and composing.
Right from the beginning and creating his sound.
Yeah, but of course, I agree. But still, musicianship. Prince plays 21.
Plays several instruments.
Fun fact: Prince would lock some. I'm not gonna say most. Some of the songs that you hear from Prince, he either recorded by himself or wrote by himself. Every instrument. Prince is an isolationist. Was an isolationist. So what he would do is he would lock himself in the studio and he would play part by part, and then he would bring it together, and then he would teach his band members how to play that, and then go on. Amazing individuals to be able to do that. Mike, on the other end, they say his work ethic was just ridiculous. He would outdance everybody, and then like they would have rehearsals to 2 a.m. and then he'll be the first one in at like 6 or 7 a.m. Like and there's big talk about, you know, when their drug uses and things like that. But if you think about what they've done for over 30 years,
that's a lot of hard
I'm not
work.
condoning it, but I mean they had to find a way to supplement.
They're probably some of the hardest working people in the music industry,
right. And a lot of
hands down.
Right, I'm not gonna say a lot, but there are quite a few musicians that are definitely trying to follow in those footsteps, and Beyonce is one of them. Who is another
definitely
one. I think Kendrick, in his own right, tries to follow in those footsteps because he works his behind off. Jay-Z, respectively, I think. Has that same work ethic, and I'm gonna mention him. Believe it or not, people, you know, he's flashy, he's got, but he works pretty hard, man. 2 Chainz, I follow him. Big shout out to 2 Chainz. He's a grinder. He has his hands in a lot of things, and he's made a lot of smart moves musically and entrepreneurially. So yeah.
I would also say like Bruno Mars, like,
oh crap,
people
I forgot about
like
him. Yeah,
downplay him, and maybe it's, I don't know.
24 Karat. Yeah. That album was ridiculous.
Yeah, so I would say musically, I think he's trying to go after Prince and like follow in his footsteps. Right. But you know,
he's reinvented himself twice already.
Oh
so,
yeah. But yeah, I think that with Prince and Michael Jackson, I think this started way back. Now I want y'all to do me a favor. Google James Brown. Ask Michael to come on the stage, and then Michael tells James Brown to ask Prince to come on
stage. Yeah, that video.
It is the best piece of film you will ever watch.
The most embarrassing.
I'm not gonna give it away.
The most embarrassing.
But y'all need to watch
the most embarrassing situation between Prince and Mike is going to be one of the most embarrassing situations that lie. And that right there, I believe, this video was the beginning of the feud. Right there, I believe that right there is feud. There is what started that fire between.
I think Michael tried to extend the olive branch, and then
it went horribly wrong.
I think I'm not going to ruin it for you because I think you need to watch it organically. Right. But it is so good.
It's bad. Like it hurt. Like, you know how you watch some of you cringe.
You're like,
man, really? Like when you see somebody you think is like really cool, and then you see them do something that's just really human. I mean, it's refreshing, but it's just like, man, that was dumb, bro. I thought I would never say this about one of them, but what this person did was really, really dumb. He was a perfect example of when doing too much goes wrong. Teddy, you part 2 of that, but this is part 1.
I mean, again, both fabulous. I mean, I'm a Prince fan.
I'm a heavy Prince fan, man.
I think I was a heavier Michael fan. And that's just because of the way he performed it. Because I danced and I was a dancer.
It transitioned for me. It's me and my brother. We loved Michael. Still do. It's hard for me. Like I said, I'm always torn. Me and my brother grew up like idolizing Michael Jackson. Bruce Lee and Michael Jackson, right? 2 crazy combinations. And as I got older and more appreciation for music, that went toward Prince. So I'm always torn between those two, but I love them equally. You know what I mean?
I think Prince makes better love songs, but as far as like dancing and performance, like I was always trying to do Michael Jackson moves.
Yeah, for sure.
Like always, like when Remember the Time, you know, I was like,
I've learned. Me and my brother learned me, my brother, and my sister learned every dance routine from Michael Jackson. Memorized every routine, and my mom used to make me perform in front of the family.
Oh, same here.
Yeah,
Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay. All right. So the last battle that we would like to see is
this is for all our church folks, yeah.
Yeah. So this is on the gospel tip.
Yeah.
The Winans versus the Clark sisters. So we have family against family here.
Right.
So I grew up on the Winans more than the Clark sisters because I think the Clark sisters were like late 70s and they dominated the 80s, and I think the Winans were like late 80s. You know, they dominated the 90s as far as gospel music. So I kind of grew up more with the Winans, but like it's not like we didn't sing Clark sister songs in church either.
Right.
But you know, and then the Clark sisters just recently came out with this film on Lifetime, which was really good. It kind of
I haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's good. Like, it kind of went through like the process of how they became what they are, kind of like the godmothers of the modern gospel. Their mother she was a force. And I think she was the one that basically put them where they are now.
Right.
Because of her tenacity. People were joking around and calling her like the female Joe Jackson, but I don't think she was. I think she was just really passionate about gospel music and singing and music.
And doing it right. I know a lot of choir directors. I sang in the choir growing up, growing up in the church. And I've had a few choir directors and instructors that were just like, we will be there all night until we got it right. They don't do that anymore. You don't find that tenacity or that passion as you used to. And honestly, like gospel music now, I mean, it's some good stuff. They have some really good stuff out there, and some of the some singers, I can see the old ways of gospel music. That is lives in their style and in their music. And nothing against our contemporary styles, but I'm just used to a certain thing. And it's not necessarily the sound, it's the feeling. Because that's what separates gospel from a lot of music. It's the emotion. Gospel, I truly believe gospel is probably the most emotional genre of music that we have. And not to downplay blues or any other ones, because blues is right behind it. But gospel, it just, like I have Daryl Coley, my favorite. I love him to death. He's my favorite gospel singer. And every time when Sunday comes, it's one of my favorite songs that he sings. And I am in tears listening to that song, because it's just, I believe every word that he says. I believe that when Sunday comes, that, he's going to reach the pinnacle of being in heaven and being with, seeing Jesus' face. So when it comes to gospel music, I mean, that, to me, that's kind of the idea and ideal of what it should be, or, what it should be, right? To kind of not poke fun, but kind of put out there, and this is, by the time this comes out, this is what I've already passed, because it's actually tomorrow. John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker are doing a live battle on Instagram at 6 p.m. We might have to talk about that next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next episode after we see how it goes.
Right.
But like back to the Winans and Clark sisters. Yeah. So like BB and Cece were kind of like the faces of the Winans family. Right. They were the ones that, did most of the hits, and then they parted ways, and Cece Winans kind of continued on.
Right.
And so I would say Cece would probably be like my pick. If we were to pull one from each family, Cece would be my pick. From the Clark sisters, Karen Clark Sheard. Woo! Look up Jesus is a Love Song.
Yeah. And
listen to her hold that 30-second note.
Yeah.
My God. When I saw it, somebody posted it on Instagram, just that part. And I was like, is she going to keep going? And then I was like, yes! She did that. Like, it was, she is phenomenal. Amazing. Has an amazing voice. I mean, they all do. But, Karen is the one.
When it comes to duos, man, BB and CC are hard to beat.
That's true.
I think the only other duo that I think would compete, and you probably, I don't really care who agrees with me on this, is how I feel. I think the only duo that I could think of that can compete with BB and CC would be Donnie McClurkin and
Yolanda Adams.
Well,
it's them together.
Those two together are like a force like I've ever seen, man. Like those two together was like a reincarnation of BB and CC. You know what I mean? Even though they're like in age, similar in age or whatever, it's just that BB and CC was out there a little bit longer in regards to the game or whatever. So as a duo. And to see those two, that would be another battle. To see those two, BB and CC and Yolanda Adams and Donnie McClurkin go.
I don't know how many songs did Donnie McClurkin and Yolanda Adams do together.
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
I think they just did.
Did they do an album? Did they do an album? I thought they did an album together. Or if it's not an album, they featured on multiple songs on each of their individual albums. I think.
What's the song they did together?
I don't remember.
I know it.
Don't do it to me. I don't remember.
I remember it because I did a praise dance to it at least three different times. But yeah. And we'll remember we are all God's children. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I did a praise dance to it. So I don't think I ever did any praise dances to BB&CC. I got a request for Alabaster Box, but I didn't have the time to choreograph that one. But yeah. We don't have this down, but I say Kirk Franklin and Ty Tribbett, but Kirk Franklin will win.
No. Kirk Franklin and Donald Lawrence.
Yeah,
that was my slip. We talked about this and we battled about that. She can have Ty Tribbett, but Ty Tribbett will be eaten alive by Kirk Franklin.
Yeah,
Kirk Franklin
has a way at more hits. That's
right,
true.
And Donald Lawrence. Now that is Donald Lawrence is more of a formidable opponent for Kirk Franklin, in my opinion, music wise.
I also did a praise dance to a Kirk Franklin song. Now Behold the Lamb. I did that one several times. In fact, that was requested a lot when I went to different churches and performed.
All this praise dance, and I think this comeback is in store.
Oh no, I think I'm past my dancing now.
Oh boy, we're not, man. We're young. We're fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
we're young.
My back hurts. I'm whatever. All right, you got anything else about the Wine and Clark sisters?
No, but I'm excited for Hezekiah Walker and
John P. Key. That'd be dope. Sure. Yeah. I think that. The fact, it is funny because it's like when I mentioned this, I was just like, let's do something about gospel. And probably, a couple days after that, he popped up, John P. Key popped up on Facebook saying that Bishop Hezekiah Walker called him out. And I was like, is this serious? Because everybody thought it was a joke at first. But hey, it's
no, he looked real serious to me when I watched the video. He didn't look like it was joking ass.
Yeah, at the end of the video, he was like, bruh. I was like, whoa.
I was like, you doing a little too much. You got a little too much.
I know. And he was doing this. It was a Jesus fight. A Jesus fight is coming. So, yeah, we'll probably have a little segment on that next week. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember the protests that happened when Mike Brown was shot by that police officer. Mm-hmm. I remember the raid gear the police were wearing. I remember the pepper spray that was sprayed. Tear gas that was thrown. And I do not recall seeing any of those protesters
having any weapons,
especially not automatic rifles. Mm-hmm. I've seen several videos of these protests where several different people were carrying automatic rifles, not just handguns, right. Automatic rifles. So if somebody were to come up them and wanted to start something, they were armed to the teeth.